like, actually hit record. That was another thing I forgot to do. And, you know, subsequently, that's going to be the start of this, this is how they, is going to go up on YouTube. We're starting not at practice, because I forgot to hit record. We're here in qualifying, folks. This is season 14, round 6. The final round of a two-part series of the season, where we get to see who's champion in the pro class, pro-am class. AM class is kind of decided a little bit, but the rookies still up for debate. And for whatever reason, Trey Mistek has decided to go out on track. And is he going to actually set in a time on the board? He was fastest in practice, but is this the return of Trey? Is he actually going to pop out a fast one and actually qualify and shake up the order? Maybe. The fastest time on the board was a 141 flat. That was by Trey Mistek. And that said, we had only about 15, 20-ish people in the 141s. Then it went to the 142s. A lot of people in the 142s and the 20s and 30s. And then it went to 143s, 144s. 143s and 144s were pretty similar as far as there wasn't that much gap between any of them. They're in the late 30s into the 40s. There's only 43 people in this race that have entered. And yeah, we'll get to go through the entire endeavor here. That was Toza, and then we'll go to Paratella. Actually, that one's not that hard to say. But the only one I really know is because everyone keeps saying it over and over again. Aqua Minerale. If I didn't know other people saying it that way, I probably would have said it wrong myself. Mineral Lee, maybe? Is that what I said that? A K, Minerally. That was Alta. I'm not going to say the Variante, the first part of that, because I don't even know. Variante? That's something. Variante this, Variante that. Does that just mean corner this, corner that, corner Bassa? I mean, the Star Trek French is barely a corner. It's a kink, slight kink, but yeah, they call it a corner. Bassa. Wow. One member of Dan Gleasack finally qualifies. Do you think he's qualifying? I don't know. He did just pop in the fastest lap for a second, but look at that! Mark Foley across the line and goes fastest, but then it's overtaken and shadowed by Joshua Jablonski with the 144.5. Mark Foley down in a second. Trey Mistek is actually a part of qualifying. This is very surprising. Nick Mazza in 4th, John Javecki in 5th, Peter Flatter in 6th, Dylan Thomas in 7th, Joshua Spears in 8th, Alex Oth in 9, Rodrigo Theory 10, Chris Stewart in 11, Eric Koonsman 12, Cooper McCoy 13, Dave Palmer 15 as Forrest Holland goes into 12th. Who else is going to go across the track? Alex Zier is in 7th, Wesley Bryce in 13th, Matt Benson across the line. He goes to no position at all and goes again. Chris Lambeth in 10th. Wesley Bryce, a name I've not seen before. Michael Sharon goes into 21st as Charles Reedon goes into 20th. Eric Rodriguez into 19th now. It's hard to Trey is setting lap. It's hard to overtake, but isn't that the whole point of what he wants to do? Wesley Bryce, welcome to the league. This guy is definitely new. I don't think I've seen his name before, but he's putting it in 14th at the moment. Tom Smith in 26th. Scott Weber in 25, Anthony B. Jenkins in 24. Is he putting on the sandbags? Because Anthony B. Jenkins is a pretty quick driver. I am surprised by his position at the moment. Patrick Rich in 23rd, second race with us. Craig Reese is into 16. And John Javecki, I think I said, was already into 5th. Trey Mistek goes into 2nd now. As Mark Foley crosses the line and resets, I believe. Eric Neville, the guy who's leading the pro class right now, puts on the fastest lap. And that might be good enough to secure him that pro championship. He's only had one win this season, and he's shown up at every race. Nick Mazza and Mark Foley are in the hunt for P1 in the pros. They're in second and third. Ethan Bass into fifth. Jason M. Allen into 10th. Chris Schierling into 9th. Michael Sharon improves to 19. Eric Rodriguez improves to 23. Jason Daly is in 22nd. Braden Daniels in 20th as Scott Weber takes that over, going into 20th. Craig Reese into 22nd. Craig Carroll into 28th. Cooper McCoy's in 27th. Matt Benson does finally put a lap on. He goes into 33rd as Patrick Rich goes into 32nd. And Michael Othen improves on that lap and goes into 32nd. Drivers are still out there. Jeff Lubitsch, no time on the board for him. Adam Tingle got a couple little bits left here across the start straight. Where does this put Adam Tingle? And he goes into 17th with that time. Colin Gard is 30th. Miles Brown, no time on the board. Matthew Mercier, no time on the board. Max Poe, no time on the board. Benito Mazzarello, maybe he can summon his Italian genetics right now and really put on a lap worthy of the fans here in Imola. Dave Palmer in a 30th goes a little bit quicker. Why are you saying that, Justin? Why are you saying that? There's no reason. Peter Flanner did improve. He went to 4th. Nick Mazza down into 7th as some other drivers have pushed him out further away from Mark Foley. One position, but it's still in the up. Jeff Lubitsch crosses the line to go into 27th with a 1:43.4. Got a good time. Charles Whedon crosses the line to go into 23rd, improving on his time. Matthew Mercier has a little bit left to go here. Into Bassa he goes, and can he improve? He has no time on the board. Anthony V. Jenkins goes into 34th. Tom Smith into 36th. Matthew Mercier went across the line and did not set a time on the board. Interesting. Not sure what that's about. Max Poe is set no time on the board. He's still out there. Miles Brown, no time on the board. Colin Gard improves from 30th and goes into 25th. Can Chris Schierling improve here? Taking the wide way around. And from 9th, does he improve? That is a negative. He's got to go again. 5 minutes, 49 seconds left to go. Little Lugnuts Racing is going to be on the charge. John Javecki. Can he improve? Out of Ravazza into Bassa. John Javecki 7th in the Pro Championship right now. At time was not included. So down into 8th actually is. I think it's in 7th for a second. I've been wrong on that one. Eric Neville probably on his first fast lap again. I think he went into the pits and reset because that was no time recorded on that one. Joshua Jablonski is on what would be considered a hot lap. He's not on an out lap, that's for sure. And Trey Mistag, last time, looks like he probably reset because that was a 152. Good to see this debris is all over the track already, as people have been making great use of the sand traps. And that is quite the the scenario. What is this? We got SimCity Racing 1 and 2 back there. I don't even know which ones it is. Joshua Spears and Jason M. Allen, followed by Matt Benson. But you just got 4 cars. Oh, Craig's off. You don't want to be this close when you're qualifying. All your rivals, but SimCity Racing seems to be fine with it. Matt Benson seems to be following in suit. You want them to ruin your own chance of a hot lap, that being in front like that. Some of them are getting a slight tail advantage. Car number 4 in third. The first time Trey Mistak has qualified in what probably has been 2 full seasons. And this is his first qualifying. And he has set a 141.5. It's his fastest lap. But no improvement in his position. And we have Benito Mazzarello, who's in P42. Max Poe. Whoa. Take a look at that again. Didn't see how I think I was going to capture anything here, but through Aqua Minerale. Yeah, he found the limit there in a Porsche. Max Poe in 41. He's on an outlap, and that's going to be another outlap. And finding the absolute limit, apparently, at the moment. Matt Benson in 40th. Drivers who have set a time on the board, maybe I haven't seen their names just yet, but it looks like everybody has set a time. Alex Othen, I don't know if I said his name, but he's in 17th at the moment. Rodrigo Theory in 16. Joshua Spears did go quick on that last lap. He went to P15. Chris Stewart in 13th, no time. Not setting another time on the board there. Chris Lambert down into 11th from 10th. And it seems to be about the same as what we're getting out of here right now. Joshua Jablonski has another lap to go if he ends up doing so. At the moment, actually he is going to do so because he's on an outlap. Joshua Spears improves and goes into 11th. And I guess excited for the turn 1 bowling, yeah. It's quite possible. I don't even remember the last time we've been at Imola, to be honest. But Joshua's got one more lap to go. Trey, on the other hand, is he going to go again after this one? It looks like I guess he probably will. He's just goofing around and building up a slight gap, maybe. He's got 30 seconds across the line. He's on the final corner anyway. Out of Ravazza. Well, technically turn 1 is the kink. Justin. Turn 2 and 3 are the ones you're thinking of. Tamburello, the left-hander right here. This isn't turn 1, this is turn 2. And he is on a tear. This is a fast lap for Trey. I guess we'll see if he can improve on this one. At Toza, yeah, turn 7, the hairpin, that's going to be a nightmare. Joshua Jablonski is got OT on the timer right now. It's counting down. Everyone's lap is basically over, or they're going into the pits. He goes in the pits. He's not going to improve upon his time. It's P2 for him. One of the drivers still out there. Miles Brown improves into P17 with his time on the board. Chris Lambert is about to cross the line here. What can he do? He's P13. He's only gone down the order from P10, and no improvement there. Ethan Bass Is it Bass? Base? Say it either way, but I know he said it was, I think base. Bass. I don't know. No improvement from him. And other drivers that are out there on track. Max Poe was in 40th, 42nd. Goes into 21st, so he improved 20 positions almost. Matthew Mercier also crossed the line to pass and go into P18, improve upon his time. Every other driver is kind of done here. As Trey Misek sets the fastest lap with 141.5. And that is it for him. He goes into P1, but Benito Mazzarello here crosses the line. And did he improve? He's last at the moment, and no change in the order there. That is qualifying. Trey put on those. Maybe the safety car will pop before that. I don't think it's going to pop before turn 7. Toes of the hairpin. So P1 through 15, you can see them on the board, on the leaderboard. They made it happen, all of them. Look at that. Trey with that final endeavor, just 0.022 faster than Eric Neville. P16 is Dylan Thomas. P17 is Miles Brown, Matthew Mercier in 18, Alex Othen 19, Adam Tingle 20, Max Poe 21, Cooper McCoy 22, Brandon Daniels 23, Wesley Bryce in 24, Charles Whedon 25, Michael Sharon in 26, Craig Reese 27, Eric Koonsman 28, Scott Weber 29, Jeff Lubitsch 30, Colin Garr in 31, Marshall Scarry 32, Boris Holland 33, Jason Daly 34, Eric Rodriguez 35, Anthony P. Jenkins 36, Patrick Rich in 37, Craig Carroll in 38, Dave Palmer 39, Tom Smith in 40, Michael Othen 41, Matt Benson 42, Benito Mazzarello 43. Jacob Simmons isn't here. He unfortunately had a hardware failure, so he's not 44. It's going to be Steve McAllister, who's 45 at the moment, but going to inherit 44 off the start. There it goes. 100% pull rate for the team in quali. I mean, if you never qualify and then put it on pole, does it count as 100% on pole? I think it's still, opting out of qualifying is still part of the percentage. So out of these 6 races, I think you have to count them all in as part of the percentage. You know, what do I know? And we will be starting in Aqua Minerale and going that whole distance. I bet there's going to be, you know what? We might see everybody out of Ravaza before the race start. I mean, it's only 40-something. If we were at a full grid, maybe people would be racing in the final 2 corners, which would suck for them, but how it goes sometimes. Just say you hate the... I'm not saying that. But there you go. You get a little shot of the little lug nuts. Oh, sorry, wrong team. They look the same though. And we are a go. Eric Neville, as long as he stays ahead of Mark Foley and Nick Mazza. I mean, actually no, as long as he stays within, like, I think the top 15, I think he will inherit on merit the Pro Championship. I know without having to do any calculations, if he stays ahead of them, it is over for the P1 Championship. But P2 up in the air is Nick Mazza and Mark Foley are separated by less than 20-ish points or something like that after the drop weeks are considered. I think Mark is barely ahead. So P2 Pro Battle still on the tables. Pro-Am class battle is still on the tables. The AM class is almost decided, but I guess we'll see. As Trey Mistek takes us to car racing, let's see if Joshua Jablonski can do anything on the inside line here as we are underway. And he is neck and neck with Eric Neville, and it looks like he's already inherited P2 before we even got into Tamburello, and he does. The one overtake in the top 10 goes over to him, as Nick Mazza also got one on Nick Mazza got one on John Javecki, and that is both Pax Oceani's getting passed in the top 10. Further back, we have Chris Stewart, who's up 2 positions. Chris Lambeth down 1. Further, that is such a terrible corner with the camera angle on that one. Miles Brown up 2 positions. You can see him there. Alex Sears down 2 and 16. But it's pretty close racing as Adam Tingle up 1 and down 1 for Alex Othen. Pax Oceani, the sister teams. The start has not gone well for any of those drivers right now. Just getting past even one position. Not ideal at this moment. Dylan Thomas puts out a slightly defensive pattern there on Adam Tingle. And things that have not changed. Chris Chitterling all the way down to Joshua Spears. No change in the order. Chris Stewart is the one driver of them in 13th. You can see him back there as he's got SimCity Racing ahead of him. Joshua Spears, Jason M. Allen, and Chris Stewart. That's SimCity Racing 1 and 2. Not all the drivers. They're missing one of their teammates, but it looks like they're all doing fairly well. I mean, all the SimCity Racing drivers are at this moment with where they're at. The other one being Nick Mazza, who's up 1, and he's just further ahead. Now is Jason going to set a move here on Rodrigo Theory? It looks like he tried to go to that inside line through the hairpin of Toza, but it didn't work there. And he's just going to have to continue to follow Rodrigo. Further back, we have Craig Reese. The start has not gone well for him so far. He's 3 positions down. Marshall Scari up 3. Very good start for him. Marshall Scari up with those positions gained, but in front of him is Jeff Lubitsch. Jeff is doing pretty well at the moment. He's up 2. He's got Eric Koonsman in his sights. The driver he's racing for what probably is going to be P2 in the AM Championship, as Alex Zier is in 16th at the moment. Up ahead, Dylan Thomas just got past Adam Tingle. Unfortunate for him. Man, it is roasting up in here. Further back, we have Craig Carroll. Hasn't gained or lost anything. Matt Benson up 5. Behind him, Dave Palmer also. No gains, no losses. Michael Othen, Benito Mazzarello, Steve McAllister all gaining a little bit here. A little bit too much curb maybe there for Craig Carroll. Not quite sure, but it looked like his rear was unsettled as he definitely got some dust up there. And that's no good. Oh, no. And that's Marshall Scari. Oh, no. And 140. Who was that? Blimp cam here. Look at that move. Gets too much on the curb, unsettles it. Whoever that is, 143, that's Colin Garr. Oh, unfortunate. mistake there. Oh, and he's done as well. You hate to see it so early in the race on lap 3. Everything else looks pretty well put together as Chris Lambert and Chris Stewart are battling it out here for P12. The battle of the Chris's in contention. It says that was approved by Jason, and I did not approve this chicken. I'll just state that again as Trey puts on a clinic, stays 3/4 tenths, 5 tenths ahead of his the P2. And it looks like it could go to Chris Lambert slightly. He's was in the lead before Tamburello, and now he's not. And if he's going to set off a pick, it's going to be later on down the line, because hard to do any passing right here. That's a good-looking Mustang. You mean Corvette? Nah, it's a little bit of a joke, folks. I can't tell them apart. Only because I look at the plus sign, the Chevrolet plus sign. When I see that, I think, oh, that's a Mustang. For whatever reason, my brain's hardwired to think that way about Mustangs and Corvettes. I couldn't tell you why, but I have dyslexia or something like that with signs. Chris Lambert still behind here. No moves made here. Qualified 13th, he stays 13th. He's had a chance at Chris Stewart, and look at that. We're going too wide through Alta there. Wait, can we not tell the Mustang Corvette apart? I mean, not particularly. Not, I mean, like when you're looking at them, yes, I can see which one's which. You know. All right. Oh, brother. Well, what can you do? What can you do? Folks, technical difficulties. We're gonna stay on this particular scenario for a second. This is why I need SDK, right? I think this is why I need the SDK, because yeah, it's just everything crashed on me. So we're looking at Chris Lambert not past Chris Stewart for another 2 laps now. No shade. Just just telling it like it is. That is called observable facts. That's a good looking. Wait, can you not? You said it, not us. I mean, like, yeah, I definitely said it. I mean, I don't feel shame in not being able to figure that out. It's mostly because when I look at the symbol, and I don't even think there's any Corvettes here. Oh, there is. Look at that. I can tell this is a Corvette. But if I don't look at the Corvette and I look at the symbol and I think that symbol is a Mustang, I don't know why, but the plus thing looks like it just, I always have thought that. And I've made this mistake many times in many races. So, make of that with what you will. I don't know. It just is what it is. Mark Foley, down 4 positions. I'm not sure what happened to this driver, but he's not doing too well. It's Craig Reese has towed. He's in P16, or he was 16 down. Let's take a look here. Cooper McCoy might have crashed. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of drivers. There's one back. That's Adam Tingle backwards. Let's take a look back at that. Let's take a chopper cam here. Cooper McCoy is ahead of the purple car. Oh, no, behind the purple car. Pax Oceani. And that is a Draft Punk. Oof. Draft Punk Silver went side by side, and really Adam Tingle's the one that got the worst of it. He was maybe not that quite at fault there. But there he goes. Take another look. And bang. He's sideways. as the first thing captured there. I don't know what that is. It looks like anything, to be honest. And Adam Tingle was still off track when Marshall Scari came out, and he went in on lap 3. And Cooper McCoy spun again on the next lap. That's unfortunate. That was Tamburello. He's still fighting to get back on track here. It's brutal. Brutal result here. Something that's not so brutal though. Let's take a look here at our race leader, Trey Mistack, and Joshua Jablonski are now separated by 3/10. Fairly interesting. Trey had a half-second lead to Joshua Jablonski, so Jablonski's found some time. He's actually was faster on that last lap, marginally, but he must have cut into his time over the since lap 3 or 4 when everything actually was like, it had been 2 laps ago when all my stuff crashed, but he must have made inroads in the last 3 laps because he was not that close on lap 3. He was half a second back. And Rodrigo Theory has a black flag. Oh. Let's take a look here. I don't see any funny business. But he already must hit. If he cut that, then that would have counted. Rodrigo is going to have to serve that black flag. I think he's already at his max X's, if that's the case, because I don't really see why else he would be black flag. He might be meatballed. It will black flag him if he's meatballed. Take a look at his gyro cam, and it looks like he's turning the wheel just fine. And he's not going in. That's the other unsettling thing, so. Must have had a slowdown. He didn't serve. Oh, yeah, if he had a slowdown, he didn't serve. That would be it as well. It's Joshua Jablonski, now 2/10 off Trey Mistack. Haven't seen anyone have to battle Trey throughout the season. I mean, there were some drivers holding their own defensively when he would make his moves up when he got closer up the grid, but he was doing fairly well with his passing, his overtaking. Everything seemed pretty clean. Now he has to face a driver who is not faster on that last lap, but that was a personal best for him. And Adam Tingle in that Porsche just behind in 42nd. No retirements so far, though. I think Craig Reese might be retired. He's on he hit on lap 3. Oh, he's towing still. Oh, that's unfortunate. And Michael Sharon had a little bit of an oopsie going into Aqua Mineralia. Let's take a gander here. Following his teammate as well. And yep, it's going to go down the order a little bit there. But he's back on track. Owen Gar on the exit of Alta. Doesn't have the move completely down yet. Is Michael Sharon isn't going to give it up freely, but on the outside, he swings it past. That is a Mustang. And he is ahead for the moment. Rodrigo now serving his black flag. It might be a meatball, to be honest, if he's sitting here this long. I guess we'll see. we'll see in a second. Dylan Thomas, Braden Daniels, Max Poe. Or sorry, Braden Daniels is behind. That's Wesley Bryce ahead of Dylan Thomas and Max Poe, who are side by side. And it goes to Dylan at the moment. And through Aquaman Row, it looks like he goes for a really, I'd say, aggressive move there for Max Poe. And on the exit, I think Wesley Bryce had a bad one, but not going to give it up. Oh, no! Oh, no! Yikes! Cooper came in like a wrecking ball. I didn't even read that one, Jeff. I'm sorry. That's, oof. Dylan Thomas. That was, not ideal. I think he was trying to set up to go to the inside and ended up flipping him before making the move down. Max Poe doing another aggressive, like a shake to the inside, but not actually capitalizing on it by actually doing it. It's like a feint almost, like a really good feint, but I don't know if it's helping him set up those moves on Braden here. What a good day to be around Shaft. Oh my god. Which Max Poe gets by Braden Daniels on the inside of Toza, but can he hold it together? No, he can't. He's already shown the door there and is not past Braden, but peeks to the inside, gets the move down, and look at that, is Eric Neville going to make a move here as well. Eric Neville's down 15 positions. What happened to him? Oh, was he involved in one of these incidents? But he was P3. He was ahead of Peter Flanner. He hasn't hit. Oh, that's a confusing one. Confounding. I mean, we can't even take a look here. We'll stay on board with Charles Whedon, but that is Anthony B. Jenkins that passed Charles Whedon through Alta, and that's a move in how you do it and make it stick as Anthony B. Jenkins goes by. Anthony's is it's got the Wi-Fi on and a dial-up modem. I don't know. I mean, router just keeps blinking in and out. It's Matt Benson on the inside of Charles Whedon. Is this going to be a move down? That's Charles Whedon, BMW being overtaken by an Acura, and now Eric Rodriguez is getting in this fight. As Eric Rodriguez goes through, it almost looks like Charles just let them both by on that one. That's unfortunate. And there is Benito Mazzarello kind of bumping doors with Dave Palmer. And whoa, that is a bump in the shove. Dave Palmer getting the arms out, and they bump doors again before Tamburello, and Benito Mazzarello is through. I didn't mean to rhyme that one, but it happens. Shaft pumping race. Eric Neville now has Max Poe in his sights. Kind of claw back some of these positions. Steve McAllister crashed on lap 9. Steve McAllister crashed twice on lap 9. Oh, Craig Reese had a meatball flag. And I can confirm that Rodrigo Fury, he had a black flag, not a meatball. This is Steve McAllister here, and I would believe it's Michael Sharon, but no, that was and he spun right there on his own, and then further up. Oof. No bueno. Hey, stopped it. Held the brakes before he got to the wall, which is pretty good. Pretty good news there. Now what's confusing here is Trey Mistak is now almost level with Joshua Jablonski. When I say confusing, is just a lap ago he was a full half second ahead of his rival, Joshua Jablonski. now they're separated by 2/10. There's got to be somewhere on track that Trey's not finding it a little bit more difficult. The lap times are identical, so he didn't gain it on that last lap. But he was half a second faster than Joshua Jablonski at one point, a couple laps ago. Keeps it pretty consistently defensive line there and stays ahead for the time being. And Peter Flanner a little bit further back. He's got Adam Tingle just ahead of blue flags. And I'm sure he's mapped a way to get out of the way there. Did so. See, now look at this. Half a second gap. Down the straight, so this is pure pace. Now it's 4/10. But he was near level at Toza, and in the last sector, he gained to be a full half second, and now it's kind of come back down. It's tenths or tenths now, but is Joshua gonna be able to find the time in sectors 1 and 2 to reel in Trey, but just fall out of favor in sector 3s, where it really seems to be the great indicator of their differences. Joshua's probably full saving. Could be. And I don't think anything's going to happen at the moment, those two. We'll go over to Ethan Bass. Bass? I think it's Bass. Or Bass. Ethan Bass. In a Corvette. That was a joke. John Javecki's in the Corvette. Behind him. Nick Mazza in the Macca just ahead. All these guys are pretty equal in pace. They're on the 142.6s. Peter Flanner is kind of leading them, but he's a little bit further ahead, mind you. Nick Mazza is the one at this, I guess, will be at the start of this train. And then Ethan, John Javecki, Adam Tingle is in this train, but back in 42nd. The blue flags will matter shortly as Chris Chitterling and Mark Foley are battling out here. With Nick Mazza being in 4th position and Mark in 8th, the battle for P2 is probably going to favor Nick Mazza as this race is at the moment in time. And further back, we have Joshua Spears and Miles Brown going side by side during the start straight finish. Into Tamburello, looks like it went to Miles Brown, actually before the Tamburello, but he's ahead. He's now gained 1 position since the start of this race. Or sorry, 7 positions. Joshua Spears has only gained 1. But it isn't over. That's four Porsches in a row, by the way. Jason Allen, Miles Brown, Joshua Spears. I say 4? I meant 3. Chris Stewart's on a Lamborghini. That's funny, though. Hey, look at it. It's also a similar logo. Oh, man. I should stop talking. At the moment stands right now, we have Alex Zier, who's in 13th, and he is going to be holding that top step there for the for the amateur class. I hope he gets promoted directly to pros, because I mean no mid-season promotions, so it's going to be post season 14 to see this driver go into any other class, but it should be pros. He's quick. He's ahead of a pro-am at the moment. He's fighting. He's already ahead of a couple pros as well. Back over our top 2, who may or may not make a move here. Next, we'll go over to Alex Authen. He's got Charles Whedon in his sights. Matthew Mercier went to the pits from P16. go over who is Alex Offen also in the pits. The thing is, shakeup now is a lot of these drivers are still on lap 15, have not pit. Christian Chitterlake further back. That's Adam Tingle that they're still following. It's unfortunate because you want blue flags to be out of the way, but at the same time, he's not lapping that much different. I mean, he is 4/10 off on that last lap. I don't think he's necessarily holding them up either, though. I think at that moment, I think he wants to get by as Christian finally makes the move, and I think Mark Foley's going to want to do the same. And yeah, very well done. He's not losing any time, and both drivers get by. Cooper McCoy is in 19th, but I don't think he's in the lead at the moment. Chris Lambus is in 14th, and Ethan Bass goes into the pit lane. Is there anyone out in the front field that is... I have a hard time remembering. Chris Lambeth is in the pits. He was P14. Max Poe is Stevens Poe. Hilariously has not been updated at all. He is P16 in the Pro-Ams, but he's not really P16. He's changed his name to Max Poe instead of Stevens Poe, and that has been updated in the power ranking standings for this. So that's one of those manual fixes that is needing to be adjusted. But at the moment, he is leading the Pro-Ams. And yeah, we got all of our... Joshua Jablonski's a rookie in the rookie class. He has the pro accents, but he is not a part of the pro standings. He's actually not a part of any standings. He's raced every race, and he's not on any of the standings. I don't know what that's about. But he's gone in. And when I was rambling, how did Trey lose this position there? Oh, Trey just missed his box. Oh, he missed his box by a lot. That's going to cost him. Going further back. Oh, he got him. He got him just before they went into the pits. That's something. Anyone could have been able to tell me that. Anyone. Cooper McCoy's. I can't tell who's who. Cooper's gone out there. He's in the 4th. He has not pit at all, so all of these positions that he just gained is not going to amount to not much. As Joshua Jablonski is ahead. Oh, that's a big difference. It's a 41-1, and Trey did a 44-5. That's a good margin of gap for him to get to Joshua Jablonski here. A slight error in his mechanics there is we have more drivers that are exiting the pits. Anthony Jenkins leads Matt Benson and Eric Rodriguez. And where did Chris Lambeth fall in this, by the way? He's in 14th. He hit a lap earlier than all these drivers. Charles Whedon is a Pro-Am that has not pit, so I think, as it stands, Cooper McCoy also hasn't pit. Joshua Spears is in the... looks like Trey Misek was able to get past Cooper McCoy here. But I think it's going to come down here to what they do here with Chris Lambert, where he inevitably stacks up. We have Peter Flanner, Mark Foley exiting. Joshua Jablonski's already down the start straight. Is Peter Flanner going to inherit the top step? No, he's just exiting. Trey Mistak also out. Is he ahead of Peter Flanner? Yes, he is. He's got the speed. Mark Foley exiting, just stays ahead of John Javecki. Nick Mazza, crucially, is ahead of Mark Foley by one position. I mean, he's fourth, Mark's sixth. Ethan Bass between them. 2 positions, technically, but the base, Bass. Base. Where did Chris stack up here? He is ahead of his rivals. I don't believe anyone else is in the Pro-Am class around him. Miles Brown is a pro. Matthew Mercier, I think, is a rookie, yeah. And Eric Neville getting past. It's a terrible angle, but Eric Neville down 14 positions. Now is it going to be 13? He gets that move done, and he's in 15th. I believe he just has to have a decent result here. I think he's still going to take the top step on the Pro Championship. Now, this is what you want to see. You got an AM class driver who's leading the AM class championship, and the Pro-Am driver is Chris Lambeth. He's not leading the championship. He's in 10th, actually. But he's going to win the Pro-Am race. So you got purple, then blue. Or, sorry, you got Pro winning in second, technically, because Trey's in the Pro. The rookie is in first, Joshua Jablonski. And then further down the order, you have 12 and 13, your Pro-Am and your Am. Slightly different stacking. You think the rookies are going to be at the bottom of this tier, but they're not. There's a lot of quick rookies that joined up this season and have stayed around. Not all of them, but some of them. And Ethan and Nick are probably going to be battling out here. He's relatively close, 3/10 off through Aqua Mineroli. Now further down in the order, we have P 29, 30, 31, even further back, 32. And you go Mazzarello there at the back with that orange Rexy. All these drivers are pretty similar on pace. 144s, mid 144s. Matt Benson is leading them, 144.4, ahead of Eric Rodriguez, Patrick Rich, Forrest Holland, kind of sandwiched between two of these things happening here. Craig Carroll holding on to his position at the moment. Now that's 4 Porsches with a Lamborghini in the middle. It's a Porsche sandwich. Support. Oh, I forgot to do that. Nicholas Alfaro 152. Thank you for the follow. And something else. Just you got like subs or something. That's a rap for you. Not rapping for you. Alex Otten down 6, but crucially still ahead of Charles Whedon. Matt Benson has been black flagged and is going to serve it immediately. And it's going to be a drive-through penalty. Thanks, Justin, for the 2 months Prime resubbed. This is gotta be torturous, but it is a drive-through penalty. He is down into 38th. But if you want to look at an upside of this, he's actually 4 positions gained since the start of this race. He's flashing something. It's not anyone else because no one's around him right now. But Matt, good on you for serving your black flag. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. Matt probably got a black flag for donuts. Well, for a drive-through penalty, it would have definitely just been off tracks, right? It would have been. There's not much else you can get a drive-through for. Just hit his limit. Which apparently seems pretty pretty easy to do here. So we've had, I think, about 4 or 5 black flags so far. I don't know what happened here, but another position gained. 12 and 13. No, they're already 12 and 13. Miles Brown is now caught up to the back of this little group here. Miles Brown is a pro, and he's got an AM class and a purple Pro-Am ahead of him. Eric Neville, the pro, top step in the contention for the championship, is in 15th. God, I don't even know how that's going to work out. He's got a significant haul of points. Even being 15th at the moment, I think he's still going to hold more points than his third round, which was 210. That said, that would probably be his drop week. He's got almost 1,700 points in the bag, and Nick Mazza has 1,500. Nick Mazza can finish 4th, which is 3rd in the pro class. Mark will finish would finish 4th in the pro class because Ethan and Joshua are rookies. I can't do the math, but I still think that's not going to be enough. Mark Foley is not going to overtake Nick Mazza in the points. That much is for certain. I don't know what the spread is. Matt Benson knows what the fans love. Yeah. Look at this move down the inside of Toza. Ethan Bass, and Peter Flannery side by side. Shoots the move on the inside line and through the hairpin, and is it going to be enough? It looks like they're going side by side, and Peter Flannery's not going to get up. He's on the outside, and he's going. Ooh, that was an off track, but is he going to hold on to this through Aquaman or Ollie? They're going to go side by side, and Ethan backs out. Maybe not on purpose, but on accident. I'm not sure, but he's back on track. Rejoins pretty fairly well and clean, I would say. John Javecki is right behind. Fastest lap of anyone on the track right now is John Javecki. And, oof, eats a lot of curb there. Not going to be able to make that move stick right there. It got to get Swifty. Thank you for the follow there. It's something. And further back in the order, we have Cooper McCoy, Scott Webber. This is... it's harder to gauge. Scott Webber is a Pro-Am. He's 11th. So he's fighting for his purple Pam spot, but also Cooper is first in the championship. Marshall Spencer Smith. Is he even here? I don't even think I've seen Spencer Smith in this race. I don't think he's here. So he's not fighting the guy who's in P2. Marshall Scary, you know what happened to him. He got taken out. And not on purpose, but got taken out in what was that? Villeneuve? I don't know how to say that. It's Villeneuve. It's 9. Village 9. I don't know. I mean, that's how you'd say it in Spanish. Well, Villeneuve is 9. Yeah, I don't know. That's turn 5. Right, actually where we're at right now. This is where the death occurred for Marshall Scary. It looks like Cooper McCoy is going to inherit the Purple Pan Pro-Am class championship because all of his rivals are not there. Dylan Thomas, another one that's in 4th, and I don't even know where he's at. He's further back in 30th. So that said, Joshua Jablonski pulling out the fastest lap, 4 to go, and Trey Mistek gets the fastest lap. He is 2.3 seconds back. 4 to go. He's got to make some serious inroads. Take a look here briefly. Driver compare. Joshua Jablonski and Trey Mistek. Trey did... What is actually... That's awesome. That's a 142-1. 142, almost even, but that's a full 10th. That's a 0.106 and a 0.006. That's a full 10th separation on their fastest lap. Joshua Jablonski slower by a 10th. Jacques Villeneuve. Why would they name a corner after him in Italy? Sorry, that sounded dumb for a second. What did he do here? He's Canadian. And he's French Canadian, which is worse. It's just a joke about French Canadians. Just a joke. Alex Othman going side by side here with Anthony B. Jenkins. It's not been a tidy race for him, but he's gained back at least one so far. It looks like he might be able to hold it, but no. They're going to go side by side through Aqua Minerale, and through goes Anthony B. Jenkins holding his position. Ooh, they both seem to have a little bit of a wobble there, something on the exit. And through goes Alex Othman. I'm not even sure what that was. Miles Brown has not been able to get past either one of these drivers ahead of him. This goes to show you, Alex Zier, the AM class champion, is holding pretty strong. Chris Lambeth, who's going to win this race for the Pro-Ams, is also holding strong. Cooper McCoy, who's going to win the championship in Pro-Ams, is doing just fine, several positions further down in 23rd. Villeneuve. Patrick Rich and Eric Rodriguez had a little bit of a pass there done before Tamburello. I gotta say, for whatever reason, the pit stop really shake up the order, and a lot of drivers that just kind of like fall off completely that were really close in a battle. Just these little mini groupings form. 2 laps to go. Joshua Jablonski still holds fairly respectable time over Trey Mistek. Craig Carroll peaking there with Forrest Holland ahead of him. No move down. And Mark Foley. Now Ethan, I don't know what happened there, but Ethan is behind both these drivers. And now Mark has 2 laps to make a change. Does he want to finish second in the championship? He has to pass Nick Mazza. As it stands, whatever points these two gain, it's going to be either 4th or 3rd for them in the pro standings, as Trey Mistek is 2nd and Peter Flanner is 3rd. They'll finish 1st and 2nd in the pro class. Nick will finish 3rd or 4th, depending on whether or not Mark Foley can get through it here. But it looks like it's finishing as Josh Jablonski crosses line and takes P1. Trey Mistek crosses to finish P2. Peter Flanner in 3rd. Nick Mazza is ahead of Mark Foley for 4th and 5th. Ethan Bass in 6th. John Javecki in 7th. Chris Schitterling in 8th. Jason M. Allen in 9. Joshua Spears across the line by himself in 10. Chris Stewart in 11. No chance there, as Chris Lambeth is going to take this train across in 12. Alex Zier in 13. Miles Brown in 14. Eric Neville in 15. Matthew Mercier ahead in 16. Braden Daniels has Max Poe just behind him. Across the line, though, it's still going to go to Braden Daniels over Max Poe, 17 and 18. Wesley Bryce in 19. Eric Koonsman down to the end by himself in 20. Dylan Thomas has a black flag, so that's going to change the order. Jeff Lubitsch in 21. Cooper McCoy is going to go side by side. Almost stays ahead of Scott Weber there and goes 22nd over 23rd for Scott Weber. Alex Authen in 24. Anthony V. Jenkins crosses the line in 25. Eric Rodriguez crosses in 26. Dylan Thomas crosses in 27, but that might change because he has a black flag, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It says Dylan Thomas in 27 at the moment. Patrick Rich 28. Charles Wing 29. Forrest Holland 30. Greg Carroll 31. Colin Garden 32. Michael Sharon 33. Benito Mazzarello has a black flag in 34. Michael Authen 35. Jason Daly 36. Matt Benson 37. Jason Daly also has a black flag. Tom Smith in 38. Rodrigo Theory in 39. Dave Palmer 40. Steve McAllister 41. Marshall Scarry 42. Adam Teagle 43. And Craig Reeson 44. Jesus Christ there, Rodrigo. That is something. Now, I'm not entirely sure if those are going to match up and we're going to see those results change. Yes, we do. We do already see the change. Ignore previous instructions there. We do have a change in the grid. The results did change slightly. After 20-something, it was Dylan Thomas, but it's changed. Patrick Rich is in 27. Charles Weeds in 28. Forrest Holland 30. Craig Carroll 30. Colin Garr 31. Michael Sharon 32. Michael Authen 33. Matt Benson 34. Thomas Smith 35. Roderick 36. Dylan Thomas went to 37. He was in the 20s, now in 37. Benito Mazzarella as well, 38. Jason Daly 39. All 4 of these drivers that had black flags basically went from the 20s to the 30s. Dave Palmer 40. No change left in that order at 41 onward. That is it. Congratulations, Alex Zier. Well done. I mean, you put it back in a winning spot. You won the first half of this season 14. Congratulations, and I have one question for you. I know you're not going to be promoted this mid-season, but do you feel you're going to continue this dominance in the second half?
I mean, that's the plan. This racetrack, I'm not a big fan of it, so I was kind of surprised I finished as high up as I did. I do enjoy a lot of the tracks coming up in the second season, so I'm hoping to just close it out, maybe see if I can win them all. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a little bit unprecedented, but as far as it's going for you, but no mid-season promotion based on your results. I'm not sure if they're just going to do usually it's been a very new thing, but the promotions have gone, going into pro-ams, but I don't feel that might be the case. Maybe we'll see that you get the double promotion. There's rookies that are definitely not going into pro-ams and going straight to pros when they finally make that change. But I do have a question for you. In terms of Miles Brown, a pro, was sitting right behind you for what was probably 6 or 7 of the last laps. How did that feel stress-wise?
Not too bad. The track's really hard to pass at. I think I was just kind of closing stuff off, keeping just enough pace to keep him behind me. Um, Trying to chase down Chris there after he got me on the pit stops. But it was a lot of fun. I'm getting a little more comfortable racing up near the front. And if they decide to put me right into pro, I'll let them make that decision. I won't, complain either way. So
Yeah, I mean, you do definitely have the speed, the racecraft. You haven't made any crucial mistakes, or even like rookie brain mistakes, stuff that you might see. There was a couple, interesting maneuvers that were happening out there on track, but you did fairly well. You had Chris in your sights. I don't know if you were trying to pass him at any point, or you were just trying to hold there, stay in that spot because I mean, while he was ahead of you, I think you just kind of like followed in the train. Is that kind of how that worked out for you?
yeah, I kept trying to get a run coming out of the last corner. I think I was a little bit quicker through the first of the last two turns, but then I just couldn't get a drive off that last turn to pass him.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. I don't know. I'm not very good at passing to this track, so sometimes I'll just sit in the train and try to hold position and not make any mistakes. It seems to kind of be what I do at Imola.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed very difficult. A lot of people were try to make the move on those final two corners. Well, the not final two, but like in turn 17, Ravaza, when you're going in that first part of the left-hander that precedes the next one, they would make the move there. Some people were doing it before that one in turn 14. They that chicane the right, left, quick.
Yeah.
Were you scared at all? Was anyone trying to throw it too wide on you during Aqua Minerale? Because like there were some too wides in Aqua Minerale, but none of them seemed to work out. It just seemed to go to the guy on the inside.
No, I mean it was uh, you know, pretty just train racing, I guess, at this point on this track for me. The start was a little sketchy there, but
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the race, it just seemed like everyone was just kind of following the train and kind of hoped to push the guy ahead of them into a mistake.
It
At
kind
least
of,
it's
yeah.
kind of where I was in the pack.
It seems like that way. It seems like there wasn't a lot of passing. I will let you know that fifth, sixth, and seventh didn't change positions at all through the entire race. P1 through 4 did a little bit. 6 onward or 8 onward did, but only like a couple positions, and those were inherited positions off of a driver going down the order, tumbling down the order for whatever reason.
Right.
So I mean, you gained one. Maybe that was that one of those tumbling down the order scenarios from one of the pros, but you still got a one gain. It's something, especially
Right,
here.
right. I'll take a +1 any day.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me, Alex. Can't wait to see you again throughout this next set of rounds. Congratulations on that. It doesn't. There's no non-definitive to this. You not only won this race, but you won the championship for the AIM class in this first half. So congratulations to you on that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you'll see some if you haven't noticed already, but there's the way that they celebrate the actual championships it's kind of nice. They send you something and they make a whole thing about it. So congratulations.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Hmm. Take care.
You too.
All right, guys, that's it. No one else wants to join me in my cool my I'm not gonna even call it anything at this point. Dan is not in the booth with me. There's no SDK. Congratulations to Cooper McCoy for finishing out the championship in the Pro M class. And with the championship, Chris Lambeth winning the Pro Am class race tonight. Joshua Jablonski for the rookie class win, and Trey Mistak for the pro class win. And everyone else, thank you for joining me in the chat. Jacob, Justin, Jeff, love you guys. Except Justin, he made fun of me in the real life racing chat, and hurt my feelings. So there, I said it. Everybody, have a good weekend. I think we're back next round for the round one. I don't know if they take an off week. I think they would go right back into the next one. I forget. So don't come at me on that one. We have an off week for the Broken Wing Le Mans series. ARCA Oval series is back up for season 2. That'll be on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. as well as the V's Rays are also out there on Thursdays, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Also, take a look at the merch shop. That is in the About Me section. Buy something from the Broken Ring Racing League. It is a lot of different items there, so take a look at it. And thanks again for joining me, and have a good evening.